What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the P-Bandai high-grade Qubeley Mk-II Revived from Mobile Suit's Double Zeta Gundam. Sporting a different color scheme and internal upgrades intended for mass production, this particular unit was piloted by Elpeo Ple and acted as a menacing unit that is susceptible to childish temper tantrums. Coming with 14 runners and a small sticker sheet, the high-grade Qubeley Mk-II Revive has quite a lot of content, with 4 of the runners being beams alone. Naturally, being based on the high-grade Revived Qubeley, the build is virtually identical to the kit from 2015 since the Mk-II's changes are merely internal. That being said, while the construction is relatively simple despite it being slightly more involved compared to the standard high-grade kit, the gloss and dark blue makes things infinitely harder, especially if you're working with bad or worn out nippers like I did, since the kit isn't undergated and I didn't have my god hand at the time. As a result, you cannot do anything to the knobs if you cannot be arsed to apply paint and gloss coating over them, with the dark colors making the situation worse. You'd also need to contend to a few small parts like the funnels and new beam sabers as well, so that would make things trickier. As such, I would not recommend that beginners go with this particular version of the high-grade Qubeley Revive until better equipment and skills are acquired. Fully assembled and on the surface, the high-grade Qubeley Mk-II Revive looks glamorous. The glossy finish on the dark blue parts lets it stand out despite its dark coloration, while the pink and light grey provide lighter accents to richen up the overall aesthetics. With that, coupled with the wide structure and menacing yet accurate proportions, this kit wouldn't fail to grab someone's attention. Part separation is also dramatically improved from the old mold, as the paint trims on the binders, skirts, and legs are all part separated. Sure, apart from the eyes, the stickers used on the foot thrusters, pink droplets on the shoulders, and the massive Xeon logos look a bit cheap, but they can all be passable should you apply a gloss coating to the kit. Speaking of which, apart from panel lining the pink parts, I would highly recommend investing in a bottle of Titan's blue paint to paint over the nut marks, as the gloss coating makes them stand out horribly so. Besides that, seam lines on the torso, forearms, and heels are definitely not the best to look at either, but for the most part, this version of the Qubeley is perfectly displayable out of the box if you can look past the obvious blemishes, but be sure to dust it from time to time as it is an absolute dust magnet. Articulation starts with a ball-jointed head, on a fantastic upwards moving neck that allows for more rotation. The ball-jointed shoulders can swing up at the socket slightly, while the binders feature 4 axes they can adjust along for expression. The arms can raise up perpendicularly, there's a bicep and forearm swivel, an extendable double jointed elbow, retractable wrist cuffs, ball jointed wrists, with the open hand featuring a knuckle joint, and ball jointed fingers. The abs and waist are ball jointed, allowing for slight crunches and a full rotation, while the pink napkin is also movable. All the skirts can move to make way for the kicks towards every direction. There's a thigh swivel, double jointed knees with a moving kneecap, movable rear armor piece, and a restricted hinged ball jointed foot with a moving toe. Finally, the tail binder can move up and down. Articulation isn't exactly the Qubeley's strong suits, but what is provided is a dramatic improvement compared to the old one. The kit is also fairly solid to handle, if not slightly finicky to coordinate, though the arms do tend to sag after a while, so it's worth keeping that in mind. For accessories, the Qubeley Mk-II essentially has the same sets of open and holding hands from the original, as well as the 10 funnels in the tail binder that can be displayed separately from the body only if you have the P-Bandai FX set. The only different weapons are the beam sabers, as while those in the forearm function the same as the original except with no included beams for them, they act as dummies for the actual beam saber hilts, which are triple-headed swords that sandwich into the hands for use with either the 6 SB15 beams when spread apart, or the 2 M1 beams from 2004 that look like 3 beams stacked together when the heads converge from swapping out the emitters. A pretty unique weapon, I must say, but for this version of the Mk-II, you'll have to paint the hilts in the body's pink yourself. Being mostly a recolor of the original high-grade Qubeley Revive, I think my opinions from here speaks for all three variants. From having somewhat experienced the old Qubeley mold, it is very clear that the Revive version is much better all around. The engineering that produced the fantastic part separation and the glossy finish creates an incredible aesthetics that barely needs much work, and extra joints have been worked into the design to push the articulation to the limit, making the mold one of the most beautiful and playable Qubeleys to date. For the Mk-II in particular, the new beam sabers are indeed interesting, and it is nice that you get enough beams to dual wield them in both forms. However, the major flaw of this version is the gloss-coated dark pieces leaving behind horrendous nub marks, while the premium status and price for a mere paint and weapon swap without the funnel display parts might not be entirely worth it. This is a kit primarily for those who likes Elpeo Ple's Qubeley with the Revive engineering, and while I will recommend those interested to pick up a high-grade Qubeley Revive, this particular version is only worth the markup if you like the character of Elpeo Ple. And that's all for me. Thank you for watching, drop a like and comment if you did enjoy the video, subscribe for more content like this, and feel free to follow me on social media with the links down below. That said, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out guys, bye bye.